Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of my Create This Book 2 series by me and Moriah Elizabeth. Today I am going to be doing 4 more prompts. Before I begin, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's see what I can come up with for today. Let's jump right into it and open up to the first prompt of the day, which is to create a mystery. So I am supposed to hide something in or on the page, and I instantly came up with an idea. I needed separate paper for this one, but it made me think back to my I Spy days where I would kind of look through all of those little I Spy books and you had to find certain things in the image. So that's what inspired me in this one, and I decided to kind of create a dark academia themed kind of bookshelf and make it a little spooky. And so I decided to go ahead and draw out the bookshelf and then decorate it with a whole bunch of different things that you might find on a bookshelf that you might not find on a bookshelf. Needed this guy for some inspiration, and then I just kept doodling until everything was filled up with the page and kind of stuck to the same theme of that dark academia vibe, that cozy bookshelf kind of thing, and it was a lot of fun to do. I added in this witch hat, which is kind of like a little Easter egg from the witch in my other video where I made Halloween cards, and then I just kept on adding. I added this spider, I added a dream catcher that looked like a spider web, which was kind of cool. It was really hard to come up with ideas, so I asked my husband to help with some. He encouraged me to draw this dinosaur. So I just had a lot of fun filling these bookshelves with just a whole bunch of random different things. And then it was time to outline all of my designs with this fine liner. So I just went over every single thing I created and added in a bit of detail to everything. That way I could have a fully completed page ready to be drawn on, ready to be colored in, which I was very excited about because I think color will just transform this whole thing and bring it all to the next level. It was very satisfying to draw in all of the line art, and it was a lot of fun to make this. It was kind of chaotic and crazy and hard to come up with a way to fill every single bookshelf, but it was also a lot of fun. It took me 30 minutes to sketch out, another 15 minutes to fine line, and then it took me 30 minutes to color it in. So here we are, moving locations so I can color it in with my Ohuhu markers, and I'm going in with the color green first and kind of just coloring everything in sections. That way I can kind of make it cohesive by bringing in the same colors into different spots. I decided not to do completely detailed because I had a lot to go. Like I said, it already took me 30 minutes just to color it in like this, so to add details to everything was going to be a lot. So I decided to kind of just color everything in one solid flat color and do it that way, and I think it still turned out really cool. Plus I thought that would help simplify it just a little bit. That way it wouldn't be so hard to find the items that I have hidden in the picture. I'm not so sure that my color palette choices really kind of amplified that dark academia vibe that I was going for in the first place, but I still think everything came together really nicely, and I like that I used a variety of colors. That way everything popped out and stood apart from one another, because if I would have just used the same colors over and over, everything would have looked very similar. So I'm glad that I did it this way, but I hope it still comes across as kind of a bookshelf, kind of spooky-ish vibes just because of the things that are in there. Then I finished coloring everything up, and now it is time to shade in the background. I realized that this was a bookshelf and it had no dimension. I did not want to make the bookshelf a color, so I chose to leave it white, but I added in some shadows before taping in both sides into the book. After I taped in both sides of the pages, it was now time to come up with what I wanted you guys to look for and find in the image. So this is what I came up with. I would like you guys to find a frog, a key, a pencil, a yellow feather, and a red leaf. So you have 5 seconds, go. Feel free to pause here if you need more time before I reveal them, but here we go. Here is the frog, here is the key, here is the pencil, here is the yellow feather, and finally way up here is the red leaf. Did you guys find all of them? Let me know in the comments, and I also have something else for you. If you go to www.anchoredartdesigns.com and click on the coloring pages tab, I have this free downloadable coloring page for you guys. All I need is your email and your name and and then it's yours to download. You can either download it and print it out, or you can color it in directly on Procreate if you have that. To do that, all you need to do is click that little export button that looks like this at the top right, and then you can click Procreate and it will send it straight to Procreate. I made it so it has no background, that way you can easily color it in without worrying about messing up any of the lines. If you're interested, go ahead and go to www.anchor.designs and check that out. And here is the next page where we are going to create some variety. I decided to create variety through using different art supplies. So the first one I'm going to use are these Jelly Roll gel pens that are super sparkly and metallic. So I'm starting off with the gold one and then going in and adding all of the rest of the colors next with silver, and then I continued until I completely filled the pages with all of these tiny little stars and dots that are metallic and shiny. And now it is time for the next art supplies, which are these little gel pens, but these ones are not shiny, these are just super colorful and kind of vibrant. So I decided to go ahead and put these as circles on the page, so that's another way I'm creating variety in shapes. So then I went ahead with the next one, which was these highlighters, and made little squiggly macaroni shapes, and finally I ended by adding in some confetti. So this is how this page turned out. Pretty simple, but there's also a lot of variety in the page with the way the different materials look. Some of them are matte, some of them are shiny, some of them are vibrant, and some are not. And now it is time for the next prompt, which is to create a pedestal. I'm supposed to put something unusual on this pedestal, and the first thing that popped into my head right away was a fish, because when I took art classes in college, the professor always talked about how when you were choosing how to make a composition, never to elevate something to an unreasonable status. Typically, pedestals indicate some sort of level of, importance. So never to elevate like a cup, for example, or something like that to the utmost importance. And one of the examples was a fish, that you wouldn't put a fish on a pedestal, but actually, I guess you would in some cases. So here I go, putting this fish on a pedestal. And now it is time for the last prompt of the day, which is to create confusion. And I was a little confused about what to do for this. I'm bringing in my Posca pins. I asked my husband, what is confusing art? How do I make art that's confusing? And he basically just rambled off a bunch of things to me, and I was confused. All he said to me was a penguin saying whelp, an explosion, and strawberries. And I was like very confused because those things do not relate at all. So challenge accepted. I decided that is what I was going to create for the last prompt in today's video. And I colored in this penguin gray because I wanted you to be able to see his little eyes and stuff. I gave the explosion some smoke, a little boom, and then I colored in finally some strawberries. And I felt pretty confused making this, and afterwards looking at it, I was still pretty confused. So I would say that I created some confusing art because I have no idea what it means or what is happening. So let me know if you look at this art and feel a little bit confused, because I'm definitely confused. Here is this page completed, and here's how it turned out. Again, quite confusing, but let's go back and take a look at the rest of the prompts. Here is the first prompt again, where I created this little mystery where you had to play a game of I Spy and find 5 hidden items in the image. Again, let me know if you found all of them, and remember to check out that free downloadable coloring page I made out of this. That way you can color it in too and show me what you made. I'd be really interested to see. It's also linked in the description. Here is the next page where we created some variety, and I did this by using different art supplies and making different shapes with the different art supplies. We have some shiny, some not so shiny, some bright, and some a little dull, but it all came together to create this explosion of colors. And now it is time for the next prompt, where we created this unusual pedestal, and we have a fish on top of this pedestal, and I think it fits there pretty well and is pretty funny. And here is the last prompt of the day, where I created a confusing piece of art by just honestly filling it with a whole bunch of random doodles of a penguin, a strawberry, and an explosion. Let me know which prompt was your favorite. I think mine was definitely the first one, where I created a little hidden image mystery object for you guys to find something in. this one, but let me know which one was your favorite. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!